Hello everyone, welcome back to another review of the market today. So I'll be going over my trade today. I did take a long setup, which was a loss. I find it kind of funny that the one time I take a long setup in this whole up move, it was a loss, which is crazy. Because literally for this past month and a half, you could just long almost anywhere and you would have been profitable. But anyway, so I'll just be getting into what I was looking at for today. One thing to consider is that I am expecting another bullish week today, and I would expect the low of the week, if we are going to have a bullish week, to be formed either on Monday or Tuesday, right? So going into today, Monday, we didn't have any news events, so that's something to consider. Also, when we go to the daily chart, this is how we're looking right now. This fair value gap wasn't there, but it was like this. And as you can see, we tapped into this daily fair value gap on Friday, and we just pushed higher a lot. Right now, we were up here, and I'm expecting us to create another inefficiency here. So I'm expecting overall another, bullish day. And, the high time frame is bullish, we're in all-time highs, so bullish bias on the high time frame. So when we go to the intermediate time frame, this is how it was looking before. So funny thing to see here is that we have both a previous day high and a previous day low SMT, right? So previous day high, YM didn't take out previous day high, but ES and NQ did. But also YM closed below previous day low, and NQ and ES didn't. So we have both a previous day low and a previous day high SMT. I personally am paying more attention to the previous day low because it's in alignment with the, really bullish high time frame view on the market. Also, something to consider is that we're in this bullish range right here, and then we opened up today and we tapped into this fair value gap right here. So, in a perfect scenario, this is kind of what I was looking for. It's I would like to see price, dig a little bit lower into this fair value gap, and then, give the model to go higher. But sometimes when we see really expensive moves, when the intermediate time frame and the high time frame are all in alignment, we don't usually get those deep retraces. So something that I'm keeping in mind is, sure, if we move lower into these fair value gaps, I'd look for higher prices from there. But we did tap into this small fair value gap, and we seem to be accumulating here. But point is, I'm keeping in mind that we could move from here just upwards, just seeing how bullish we have been. Because if you look here, we haven't really been having deep retraces at all. This move, this move here, it was a shallow retrace here before moving higher. So this could be another shallow retrace, which was what I was keeping in mind. And then, so overall, I'm not paying too much attention to this previous day high SMT because I'm expecting it to be invalidated, and my plan is to look for bullish SMTs at the open. So what I got was, if I can leave this, oh my gosh. Anyway, so this was the trade that I took for today. If you can tell, we formed a previous session low SMT right here. If you see that NQ, if we pay attention to the candle bodies, you can see that ES closed below this kind of dotted line, which shows the lowest candle body. So a candle body SMT, because NQ and YM failed to have a body-to-body SMT. They didn't make a lower low with the bodies, but ES did make a lower low with the bodies right here. So that was the SMT that I was paying attention to. And then at 9:30, we got that really bullish candle up. And yeah, I'll go over kind of what I did today. I didn't, enter immediately. This was a bit, so this was the thing I was looking at, right? We created that previous session low SMT, and then we had this change in state of delivery. Change in state of delivery, in brackets, is also order block. So bang, so this was the trade just instantly, right? But then I saw we were retracing quite a lot, and we retraced in this next candle all the way down to the opening price of the order block. I didn't enter just yet. I wanted to see how we reacted from this order block opening price, and we saw we got bought back up quickly. And also something to keep in mind is that right here, I know this is getting a bit confusing, but this was the new week opening gap right here, this. So as you can see, we push higher, retrace back into the new week opening gap and the order block opening price, and then saw some aggressive buying back up. So this is where I entered the trade. Stops here at the low, and in efforts to catch another daily expansion higher, but unfortunately price just came down, swept out my stop loss, and then kind of continued a bit higher, but overall just kept flat on the day. So that was my trade. So I'm down 1R on the day. I can show here on my account, it's minus 754. So overall I am minus 5R, down minus 5R on my funded account, which is definitely difficult to deal with, but I guess I just gotta kind of stick to taking A+ setups and let the probabilities do its things. One thing to keep in mind that I was just reflecting on is that since I was expecting the low of the week to be possibly today, if we had that previous day low SMT, this line here was what I'm expecting to be low of the week. If I had put my stop loss at low of the week, granted it would have been like 40 extra points, but that actually would have kept me in the trade and resulted in perhaps a break even on the day rather than a loss. That's something to keep in mind. Maybe going to next time, if I have an opportunity similar to this, and the low of the week is so close, I can just put it there. But honestly, I think overall everything was done pretty well. It was a previous day low and a previous session low stacked SMT. Also during this, we invalidated the previous session high SMT that we had at the start, but I think it was a solid setup, just not a very great day, to be honest, but a lot of chop. If we look at ES on the same day, this was the 9:30 candle on ES. It's a much smoother ride, as you can tell. We had a retrace, but just still continued higher. But NQ had a much more difficult time. Anyway, that's it for today. We'll come back tomorrow, see what's up. Tomorrow's CPI, so I'll definitely let the CPI news release come out first before looking for setups. Anyway, so let's hope the rest of the week is better, and yeah, let's hopefully get some winning trades. Alright, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.